Ahoy! Welcome to the open seas. Now you may be wondering why we are here, but today we are on the hunt for gold. And before I can get into that, there is something that I must tell you. And no, I have not actually become a pirate. But anyways, there's something that I need to show you. And if you've been watching the past few episodes, you know that I've been talking about my base for a while. Just plans on it, and if you watched the last episode, you would know that I mentioned that I want to build up some sort of ancient city, whether it be ancient Greece or ancient Rome. And I have been absolutely scared out of my mind to start planning and even start doing some testing for what I want it to look like. And so I built something up. I kind of just sunk my teeth into it, went into my creative testing world and started building. And what came out, I think, is really cool and you guys will hopefully really like. And that is the Parthenon. Built over 2,000 years ago in the height of the Greek Empire, it's one of the most recognizable buildings when it comes to ancient Greece. And so I thought, why not? And so I spent some time, built it up in my creative testing world here, and this is it. So obviously it's not done. This is kind of just like a prototype. And from what I've built up so far, I am absolutely in love with this idea. Now, of course, this wouldn't be the only part of our base, because I still want to build up an ancient city. So this would probably be one of the main features, but I still have plenty of plans for building up more amazing structures just like this. And so I hope you guys are excited for this. I know I sure am. But like I said, we're gonna need plenty of quartz if we want to build this thing all out of quartz. So without further ado, let's get cracking at it. And the way that we're going to get all this gold and quartz is through a gold farm and a piglin bartering system. So as you can see here, this is a huge gold farm here. And this design is by Ray's Works. Video will be in the description if you want to build this yourself. It is an absolutely monster of a farm. We're going to test it out in a minute. And then the best part about it is when you're AFK, there's a piglin here, and I could come up with a system where we have multiple, but one might be enough, and I'm going to do some testing in this world download. And then he's going to trade with the gold that we get, and it'll all come out into an item sorter here. So I've gone ahead and emptied all of these chests. We don't have any gold. I'm going to do a bit of testing, and then we'll see how well it works. Alright, so I've been just sitting here for about 15 minutes, so I think we should end this and check out how much stuff we have. So let's go down, and I don't know exactly which one. I think there's a gold storage here. Oh my goodness, it's still rolling in. Oh, who are they going for now? What are they all going in for? Are they still... I think they're still mad at me. But isn't this... They can still be mad at me and... Okay, well, they're going to keep going, I guess. But if we take a look, this was just like 15, 20 minutes. We got so much gold here, and it's just pouring in. And then if we check here, so there's just one guy here who he's just been going as this thing goes on. Because when he gets a piece of gold, he'll just pick it up. But then... here is where all of the stuff that he trades going. So let's see. So we got a bit of string. All right, so we do got some items. The most important thing is the quartz. Which, okay, so we don't have a whole lot of quartz, but that was just 15 minutes and one guy. So I'm thinking though, that maybe independent of this system, we would set up our own bartering trade where we could have up to like 10 guys and we would just feed them gold. And I think that would be a lot faster and more efficient. But let's actually get up to building this on the server. So the first thing first is that you might have noticed with the design that it needs a crazy amount of magma blocks. I think it's like 2 shulker boxes or about 70 stacks. So we're gonna have to do a crazy collection of those because I really don't think I have any diamonds. So we're not gonna be able to buy them. So let's just head to the nether and see how much we can get. Also, ignore the fact that my math was totally off there. We actually need more like 3 shulkers and we should be good. So I guess the best place to find them, I was doing some reading, is just to go mining down for them. So I guess I'll just pick a spot, start mining down, and then hopefully we can just run into like these veins of them. and then I'm hoping that that should be a bit easier than just looking out for it and like collecting it there, because I think that might be a bit dangerous too. I never like going into the nether. It is always a bad experience. I am just there's so many ways to die that it's not fun. But I mean, we need the gold, so this is an interesting spot to leave about. Alright, and here's our first one. So I just mined down and we have a magma block vein. So yeah, these look like they just have tons of magma blocks, and I'm hoping that if we just keep mining like this, we can keep finding these huge veins, and hopefully it won't take too long to collect all that we need. Super satisfying that it's just instant mine with my pickaxe. That makes things about 1,000 times easier. These random pockets of lava, however, do not. These make it very, very terrifying. Oh, this is always a wonderful thing to see. Oh, wow. I actually completely forgot that I could find this down here. Anyway, lava netherite aside, let's keep collecting. So we're about 1/3 of the way there. We need about 3 shulker boxes to have enough for the farm, but I don't think I'll do any more on camera because I'm not sure this would make the best time-lapse material. So I'm just going to mine this off camera and then we can get started on building up the gold farm. And I'm now actually at the public guardian farm. It's an XP farm because I need to repair my pickaxes. I have used up pretty much the durability on both of them. Also my armor and tools, elytra, could use a bit of mending. So let's just take a quick break here before we get back to magma block mining. And the remainder of that went pretty well, which means the magma has been collected. So this is like the main bulk of the resources, and then I'm hoping things like slabs and the rest of it we should just have lying around. So we're up on the nether roof, and we need to make sure of a few things. Number one, that the biome we're in is a nether waste, because that is where our pigman guys will spawn. And then secondly, we should make sure that it's far away from any other farms, because I don't want to be loading up anything else when we build this. I just want our farm to be loaded. So I'm gonna have to do some searching, find a location, and then we can actually start putting in some blocks. Also, as we're flying around, you can see that there are a lot of gold farms that already exist here, and some of these are absolutely huge. There are plenty of farms around, and so that's what I meant when I don't want to load up other stuff, because with all the people on the server, we don't want to build a gold farm right by somebody else's. So I think I've found a spot. We are about 800 blocks from where we came up, which is kind of near the center of the nether hub. And so we're a fair bit out. There's the main nether line that kind of runs 1,000 blocks in each direction. And I've done a bit of flying. We seem to be alone here. I think this location should work out. So the first blocks are coming in place. And to start off, we have to go 10 blocks out and then 65 blocks across for one row. And then imagine that 4 times in a big rectangle, and then another one on top. So it is going to be a long project, but we might as well just get started with it. And the end reward, of course, is going to be plenty and plenty of gold. Although I will say, seeing as how I can't actually stand up or I start taking damage, it's a bit of a tedious project, and we already have these guys spawning, which I think we can take as a good sign. Alright, so the first platform is in, and as you can see, there are plenty of things spawning on it, which is a good sign. And if we just take a look from the top here, it is a pretty mega platform. So one down, and then we just have to do one more on top of this, and then that will be the bulk of the farm all done. And much time later, these are the last blocks for the platform. So if we just fly up here, let's take a look. I haven't taken a look at this yet, and this is looking pretty epic. So with the 2 platforms all done, we just have to connect up basically the middle strands, and then we also have to put some blocks on top just to prevent ghasts from spawning around. I think those are what they're for, or maybe it's for the magma cubes, not exactly sure. But before we do, there is just one thing that I wanted to show you guys. So me and John Eros, I've mentioned him before, another YouTuber on this server, great channel, check it out. We went netherite mining. And so I took some footage and I'm gonna put it together in a time lapse here. So take a look and enjoy. And that is all done. So that was pretty successful. We got about 13 netherite. We didn't actually go as long as I was thinking, but that should be enough to at least make a few of our tools netherite. So the next thing that we have to do is put in the slabs and stuff on top of the farm, and then we have to do the middle redstone stuff. And while I know slab placing is very interesting, I thought we'd just skip straight to the redstone, so here it is. And the redstone's actually really interesting. There's a few components, and it's automatically killing the piglins. Or rather our zombie guys. They're piglins, right? And this is the first part of our redstone system. So when the pigmen die, they'll drop their items here, and then this will only allow golden nuggets through with this item sorter. And then the gold ingots will be picked up by our piglin to do his bartering, but then any other like swords or any other junk will just sit here. And then every now and again, this piston or the sticky piston will retract and then extend rather fast. And because the trapdoor is here, that'll actually push any unwanted items into the fire so that we don't cause, or that we at least reduce the lag. So the next part of our system is built up here, and this is the holding system for our piglin. Now, we are about as high as you can get in the nether. We don't have any piglins up here. So what I'm proposing is that we just leave this for now. And all that's going to mean is that any gold that ends up here, it's not going to get picked up by our piglin and get traded. So it will just despawn, but we will still be getting all the gold nuggets. But I think for our purposes, that's going to be okay. And then when we build up a whole bartering system, I think then, once we're collecting piglins, then we can put a guy in here if we think that we need the bit of extra resource. And now the last thing that we have to do is actually pick up some gold. And while that might sound counterintuitive, this is just so we can use it for the item sorters, because I actually don't have any gold on me, and we just need to put some gold into the item sorters to filter out any other non-essential items. And if we just give this a try, we can put some items here. They should be flowing through and ending up in our chest. So the sorter is all done, which I think means, I'll double check everything, but our farm should be just about done. So the only thing left now, I guess, is just to test it. So I'm really hoping this works. So we'll jump in here, and then, oh my goodness, I think we should be good. And all we have to do is just hit one of these guys. Okay. And they all should start coming. Yes, okay, good. Okay, so this looks all good. And one thing to note is, see if you can notice my XP bar. We should be getting XP out of this. Oh, so I was wondering where the XP was going, and it's actually just repairing my tools here. I was noticing that we weren't getting any. I thought something was wrong, but I think it's probably repairing my elytra here and my tools. But this looks like it is working. So these guys will just keep on spawning, and then they should just keep on coming into our chamber, and we should be getting lots of gold. But yeah, this farm seems to be working. So, ooh, I was gonna get out. That would be a bad idea. And now if we come down here, take a look at the chest. From about 1 minute there, we got nearly a stack of gold. And that, I would say, is a success. So I guess I'll just be going AFK here, accumulate some gold, and then we'll have to work out in the future piglin trading system, because the reason that we did this is so we can get plenty of quartz for our new base. But with that, I think we're gonna have to end the episode here. We got a bunch done. We went netherite mining, we got a whole gold farm built up, and we also got some plans for our base going forward in the future. So I do hope that you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.